Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Homeworld Cataclysm. We're pretty much in a standoff position against the enemy until I've got some heavier ships.
Command.
And I'm building carriers as fast as I can, but it's a very slow process.
Stand by Group 6.
In the meantime, the Faal-Corum will keep sending in their small ships piecemeal.
Worker ready.
Alright, you can upgrade.
Begin upgrade now.
Alright, you can get back to work then.
Yeah?
Roger, Command. Can you speak
Escorts
up?
assigned.
Worker here. Begin
And
upgrade
to upgrade
now.
as well.
Upgrade complete.
Now, I need a substantial fleet in order to deal with that, aside from the missiles and all that. Because,
What's
trust me,
happening?
this carrier does have a conversion beam. And if I have enough ships there, it will trigger. So
Roger,
I really need big ships. The big tanky ships that I'm almost able to build as soon as these carriers finish. Unfortunately, the carriers themselves cannot build the bigger ships. Alright, looks like we've
Stand by
got
Group
more
4.
incoming.
Swarmer is locked
Swarm
on.
them.
Ready, gun.
Stand by Group 6.
Targeting beams
Stand
now.
by Group 2.
Target acquired.
Report of hostiles by
Receiving.
Group 4. X. Formation set. Capital ship has cleared. Report of hostiles by Group 2.
And there's the second
Report of
carrier.
hostiles by
Right,
Group
it
1.
can now also start producing support modules.
Beginning construction. Stand by Group 1.
Target acquired.
Command ship is under attack.
Yeah,
Report of
but that
hostiles
doesn't
by
do
Group
much.
6. Report of hostiles by Group 2.
The fact that the enemy keeps throwing multi-beam frigates at me is a bit annoying, because my acolytes, my ACVs are just way too weak to properly deal with that. I mean, I need such big numbers.
Report of hostiles by Group 4.
It effectively becomes useless.
Charging.
Report of hostiles by Group 2.
Weapons charged.
But I should be able to build a couple more acolytes now, or ACVs rather.
Report of hostiles by Group 4. Stand by Group 4.
Ready, gun.
Drone.
Report of
locked
hostiles
on.
by Group 6.
Drones on
Stand
route
by
to
Group
target.
6.
Targeting beams now.
Hive frigate damaged.
Command ship is under attack. Report of hostiles by Group 4.
Alright, while this is going on, let's get my workers.
Worker ready.
Harvesting.
Understood. Harvesting.
Report of hostiles by
I
Group
copy,
6.
Command.
Bridge.
But at least we're holding our own.
Hive frigate online.
Alright, you dock.
Ready for orders, Command. Ready, guns.
Stand by Group 6.
Aye, moving.
Stand by Group 1. Claw. Formation set.
Moving to attack.
Right, that can deal with that.
This is command.
And here we
Let's
have
go.
the first destroyers.
Ready to move out.
Setting assigned group 7.
So while I'm moving that a little bit forward,
Crank it up.
I'll just look up the record on that. Where did they hide it? Ah. The Deacon class destroyer. When the Great Crusade against the Beast was in its darkest days, Kiev Somtar found itself desperate for heavier firepower and the capital ships to carry it. While research into Bentusi design philosophy would eventually bear fruit in the awe-inspiring Dreadnought, which we don't have yet, it would have not come in time had the Deacon-class destroyer not been pushed into service. The Deacon was originally intended to be a new generation of heavy transports.
No!
Stop doing that. Of heavy transport, but when the demand of war hit the Somtar fleet hard, the design was quickly modified while still on the drawing board. The Deacon's loading booms were scrapped and replaced with heavy iron beams in a fixed forward mount, while the four side-mounted point defense turrets were replaced with medium rail guns to provide
Report
all-around
hostiles by
firepower.
group 7.
The most innovative addition was the dorsal-mounted missile turret, which gives the destroyer a full 360 degrees of long-range hitting power, capable of tearing apart enemy frigates before they can get into range to return fire. The Deacon's baptism of fire came at the Battle of Kuun-Lan, when two Somtar destroyers were left alone to hold off a beast-heavy cruiser and a full flight of infected strike craft. In the thick of battle, the lead destroyer, the Nartel, closed with the beast cruiser and was raked by an infection beam. As deck after deck of the destroyer fell to the beast infection, the NAS captain made a desperate decision to vent drive plasma into the infected areas and then out into space. At the cost of gutting a quarter of his own ship and killing a sizable percentage of his own crew, the NAS captain was able to keep his ship in battle and help destroy the beast cruiser. From that day on, the NA Directive, as it became known, became the standard response from Allied heavy capital ships to beast infections. And while the price in Hagaran life is always high, instant death in a blast of high energy plasma is preferable to the twisted immortality of becoming part of the beast. Well, let's continue at it on. Now, of course, a single destroyer
Let's do this.
is not quite enough. I like the destroyers. They're very utilitarian. However, I find that calling them destroyers a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. Because you've seen destroyers. Actual destroyers. Much bigger ships. Much better firepower all around. So when I see these, I usually tend to think pocket
Show 'em what
destroyers,
we can do.
High frigate.
which I find is a much more apt
Group
description.
On deck.
Roger, Command.
Right.
Stand by group 2.
Returning to hangar.
Stand by group
Going
1.
into docking pattern.
And I will need another destroyer, if you don't mind.
Beginning construction of destroyer.
Alright, we can now put out a much more sizable fleet.
Stand by group 6.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Report of hostiles by group 7.
Also need a recon, because we need to be able to
Construction
see
underway.
what the enemy is doing.
Report of hostiles by group 4. Report of hostiles by group 6. Report of hostiles by group 7. Stand by group 6.
Turrets online!
Roger. Set self-destruct now. Scuttle ship now.
Report of hostiles by Group 4. Report of hostiles by Group 6.
She's just not willing to cooperate, is she? Alright, fine. I'll build
Report
another
of
high
hostiles by
frigate.
Group 7. Stand by Group 1. X. Formation set.
Ready. Target locked in.
Report of hostiles by Group 6. Report of hostiles by Group 4. Report of hostiles by Group 1. Report of hostiles by Group 7.
Right, as soon as we've defeated this attack wave, I can move forward.
I'm on it.
As you just saw, the destroyer took a full cruise missile hit and wasn't infected, which is what will happen with pretty much any other ship.
Show them what we're made of.
Move on in.
Stand by Group 6.
High frigate. Construction
Ready,
completed.
gun.
Report of hostiles
Turrets
by Group
online.
7.
Fire, fire, fire.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked
Swarm
on.
them. Hit them.
Forward guns up.
Let's go.
Report of hostiles by Group 7.
Destroyer. Construction completed.
Ready to move out.
Stand by Group 7. Adding ships to Group 7.
Put the herd on 'em.
Stand by Group 1.
Right. The enemy is being distracted. And their fields are collapsing.
Report of hostiles by Group 7. Claw. Formation
Weapons
set.
charged.
Stand by Group
Bring
7.
them down.
Report of hostiles by Group 7. Stand by Group 1.
Moving to attack.
Stand by Group 7.
Show them what we're made of.
Report of hostiles by Group 4. Report of hostiles by Group 1.
Ready. Gun.
Stand by Group
Right,
7.
time to go a little bit more dangerous. Let's try to take out the
beams
sentinels.
now.
Thanks to the advanced sensors on the Recon, we can actually see what we're doing.
Stand by Group 6.
Ready, gun. No! Multi-beam frigate
Set
online.
self-destruct. Multi-beam frigate destroyed.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Beginning construction of multi-beam frigate.
Report of hostiles by Group 6. Report of hostiles by Group 4.
Target locked in.
Right. Carrier's going down. Let's clean up
Report
the
of
rest of
hostiles
the
by
beast
Group
fleet.
7.
Put the herd on 'em.
Report of hostiles by Group 6. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers on deck. Ready, guns.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 6.
Targeting beams now.
Right, and while they're working on that, there was another ship that I forgot to do. The Shaman class carrier. The Shaman class carrier had been
Multi-beam
developing for some
frigate.
time before it was
Construction
finally
completed.
brought into battle. This carrier was based on Kisomta's first foray into heavy ship construction. The Chieftain class ore processor and retains no frills approach to a
Beast
capital
fleet has
ship
been destroyed. The Faal-Corum is sending over their astrogation team.
Well, I'm not quite done yet.
Astrogation team aboard, Faal-Corum.
They are good personnel, Kuun-Lan. We should have that beacon nav data cracked in no time. We're going to head back to Higara making maximum range jumps. Maybe that way we can avoid being subverted like the Kal stove.
Yeah, hopefully.
Understood, Faal-Corum. May the martyrs of Karak protect you.
And you, Kuun-Lan. And you. Faal-Corum out.
Anyone willing to bet that's the last time we'll see them? Anyway, this ender retains the same no-frills approach to capital shipbuilding. Engineers arrived at the design by upgrading the chieftain's main power plant to support a military-class drive system and a PDA construction bay. The Shaman is not an elegant carrier, but it's durable, efficient, and crewed by the best that Gisomta has to offer. The two outboard bays are capable of launching and retrieving multiple strike craft, while the inboard frigate bays are guarded by heavily reinforced doors, capable of making multiple ion beam strikes, and still protecting the fragile construction and maintenance equipment within. The Shaman was originally designed as the second phase of Gisomta's expansion into deep space, with the two main command ships exploring and exploiting a sector. Shamans were meant to consolidate and help harvest multiple resource sites. But the command ships moved on. Their construction bays were never intended for anything more than building a couple of recon squadrons and acolytes for survey and guard duty. The frigate bay was there simply to build and maintain worker-class vessels. With the advent of full-blown war, however, the Shaman's bays were upgraded to full production ability, and room was made in what was supposed to be a resource hold for sleeper bays to support spare pilots. In their combat role, Shamans will often construct a wing of sentinel defense pods and operate behind the force fields while supporting a fleet of indirect combat. The Shaman's medium turrets are not meant to operate offensively, but they can still cause considerable damage to any slow-moving target that wanders into range. With repair bays so close to combat, Hive and Dervish frigates can afford to quickly pull back behind the Shaman's sentinel shield and dock with relative safely. Alright, well, that may be true. However, if I look at these Shaman, I'm mostly thinking that's an ugly box. There's just no way about it. I'm not too fond of this designer ship. But it does what it says on the tin. It has the weaponry,
Carrier I.
and it can build frigate-class ships.
Stand by,
Reminds
Group
me, actually.
7.
Let's do this.
Yeah, it's repairing quite nicely now. You can actually see that a little bit, I think. These little sparks of yellowish light. Occasionally. That's basically one of those microbots repairing the ship. Let's move the fleet back.
Roger, Command. Underway.
And we'll need to start mining this particular area, which I will be doing off screen, so I won't bore you with that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.